Remy Ma said enough of people wondering why her and Papoose have not been divorced yet. And she made it clear it is about money. And he wants half of her money. He wants half of it. So guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm back with another video. Let's get into it. Remy was at Angie's barbecue last night or yesterday and performed, and she had to let Papoose know, like, you're not getting nothing. And that is what's holding up the divorce, and that's why she is not single yet. This man right here has a lot of nerve to think that Remy should give him half of her money. See, it all makes sense why he always mentions that $1 million that he got 25 years ago, right? Calling himself what? The $1 million man, right? Like, boy, bye. Like, please. This is why he speaks on that, because in his mind, he's using that to say to Remy, the money that I had back then, I put that on you, and I spent that on you when you were locked up, when I could have been popping out here with music, and I put that to the side to focus on you or wait for you to be locked up. Well, see, Papoose, that's your problem. You shouldn't have done that. I get it if you holding her down while she's in jail, but that don't mean stop your music career. You needed money to come in, correct? Correct? He uses that excuse because he is a failure as an artist. He has no hits, and that is just what the facts are. He has no hits, no radio hits from him. I'm not talking about the feature with the Touch It remix. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about from him. Out of all of those albums. So he wants to blame Remy for his failure as a music artist, okay? As a rapper. So now here we are 20 years later, and the reason why they're not divorced is because he wants half of her money. It's not about love, which I already knew, because at this point, you can't fix that. The damage, too much damage has been done. Remy seems like she is repulsed by him, physically turned off, mentally turned off, emotionally turned off. You cannot come back from that. She's done. Then to add insult to injury, he's stepping out here with this loudmouth, disrespectful copycat who wants to imitate and look like Remy and act like and talk like Remy. So not only is he out here being disrespectful as far as thinking he's going to get half, you're walking around with a broken down clone of Remy. On top of that, that sits in interviews and speaks on her. She is in comment sections calling her a washed up rapper. I mean, she won't even scale back at all in being disrespectful to Remy. She won't even play her part. Instead, she feeds into it with him. Feeds right on into it with him. She had the nerve to post, stop leaving out the part where you were a weird ASSB. Like, who are you talking to? Are you mad that Remy was on stage and called Papoose out? Let me play the clip.
Listen. You brought it up, Ren. To further clarify, I be single when niggas stop asking for half, but that's between me and y'all. Come on. You not getting half a shit, nigga. Listen.
You heard her. You not getting half a ish, ninja. You're not getting it. So now that Remy made it 100% clear what the holdup is, then Clarissa posts this. That's what I'm saying. When I saw this, I'm like, is she referring to Remy because Remy called out Papoose on wanting her money? Because, you know, they want to sit and pretend like they got all this money, all this bread, and it don't seem like that's the case. Because why are you, if you want to be with Clarissa so bad, you would think that he'd want to end and finalize his divorce from Remy so he can move on the proper way. But because he's feeding Clarissa nah, I need half. She owe me this, she owe me that. So Clarissa in her mind is thinking like, okay, all right, I understand. Like a fool. Like a complete fool. Instead of catching these warnings right now, like, oh, this the kind of man you are? This what you gonna do when things are over and done? Maybe I shouldn't have a baby by you. She's not gonna think like that. She's gonna continue to do what her mind is gonna tell her to do when it comes to him, and the repercussions are just gonna come when they come at this point. Because she don't understand how to take a warning and understand this is a red flag. Maybe I should fall back. Maybe I should not have a baby by him. Maybe I should stop giving him money, taking care of him. But instead, she's going to join in, take up for him, and still send shots to Remy. Right? Still speaking, being disrespectful. Because Remy is choosing to speak up and not sit back and let him just look like this innocent victim of a husband that was so hurt. We don't know what the hell happened in their relationship. We don't know if Clarissa's the first person that he even stepped out on. Looks like he was sleeping on that couch for a minute. It was just she was the only one that probably had the money to be dumb enough to move him out. Or give him money. Because even to this day, they don't live together. So I can't even say she moved him out. They do not live together. It's just the desperation. What kind of man is this? He really thinks he's going to get half of her money because of a $1 million deal that he blew years ago. When she came home from prison, she said she came home to nothing, right? I had to rebuild. They got on Love and Hip Hop. She had the All the Way Up. That was a hit. And she had to literally get her money back by working for it. What did you contribute? She comes home and she comes home to nothing. Why she couldn't come home to some money? He literally was waiting for her to get home so she can make money again. And then you think you're going to not only play in her face with this disrespectful Clarissa, but you want half of her money before you walk away so that you can use that money to spend and possibly buy some property with Clarissa? Is that what y'all think y'all gonna do? That just goes to show how broke she is too. Because she want him to get that money from Remy, obviously. She got this fight coming up. They announced that Lotto is gonna walk her out. And so what? At this point, so what? I'm not intrigued by this. So Lotto's gonna walk you out to a arena that is not filled. Is that what's gonna happen? And they're posting it like, wow, look who's for the ring walk. Like, this is the problem. You worried about aesthetics and the optics and how things look versus making sure those seats are filled up. They don't care about that. And like I said, I already called that it was going to be Lotto. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I definitely mentioned this back when she went to the game and took the photo with Lotto and Angel Reese. And I'm like, that's probably who she's going to ask to walk her out in Atlanta. Like, okay. I definitely remember when Clarissa hated on Little Kim walking Alicia out to her last fight that she had. She sat and hated hard on that. Just being a hater like she usually is. But it's just weird that they're so worried about the look of things. Now, remember when Clarissa just had her meet and greet, right? And I posted some of it. I saw other footage that I didn't post, but I definitely showed the line outside and, you know, just how this arena or wherever they were, this venue, I should say, not arena, this venue, this boxing gym or wherever they were at, it was not filled up. You know, it was not filled up, and they had people surrounding the table to make it look like it's, you know, fuller than it was. Now, this was how it looked. But surprisingly, Clarissa posted her meet and greet on her page, but look how she darkened it out to fill in all of those empty spots. She darkens the photo, changes the whole lighting of it, because it was definitely light inside. It was not dark. This is how it was inside. And they had all of the people, whoever was there, a couple of hundred people, because you can even see by the views on her live, it says 226. People weren't even watching. 200 people were watching the live. Then you had a couple of hundred people there. And they had those 200 people surround the table, which is actually dangerous, but they wanted it to fill a picture. And another optics look. You see the difference? You see the change? Because they darkened it. And probably added probably had some more people like crowd around the table. They're worried about things like this. Things like this. That's what they're worried about. Just pretending until they can't pretend anymore. It's not going to change the fact of how many tickets have been sold. It's as simple as that. I believe now, with Remy making it clear that it's about money, that's what the holdup is, and it's Papoose holding this thing up. It's really him. Remy is ready to be done. So you mean to tell me Clarissa's on interviews making it seem like he filed. But he's also demanding money, and that's why the divorce hasn't gone through. You leave that part out though, Clarissa. You make it seem like he filed. It's on Remy. It's her. No, she's not giving up half of her money for him. Just so you can sit and feel better about him now being divorced, being with you. When you've been with him all this time. Even lying about the actual time frame that you got with him. Just lying all around. So whenever the real date is of him starting to mess with her, I'm pretty sure Remy has that info and knows that. But I just like that she finally said something, because it's time for her to speak up more. I think so. If they can do it, she can. And if Papoose is out here making it seem like it's something it's not, then Remy needs to clarify that. And she needs to make it clear. You don't have to get into all of the detail that is possibly needed for court or for, for the divorce. I get that. However, whatever is able to be told should be told. Because I'm tired of him and Clarissa constantly speaking and running their mouth, especially Clarissa. I mean, she really runs her mouth. And I don't know what riled Remy up for her to say that at the show yesterday, or maybe that's just what the plan was. But at this point, if she got an album dropping this month, I expect her to say a lot more on a song. Because Papoose is playing around. He's playing around, and for him to make it seem like his caption right here, honesty is the best policy. Who's not being honest? Because it's not you. And another thing about the filing, he filed the day that Remy exposed them messing around. So for Clarissa to use that as an excuse, he filed because you guys were exposed. That's something else that the radio host or whoever's interviewing her can make clear. But they don't do that when it comes to her for some reason. They don't do that. So all that time, them 6 months that you were messing with him, Clarissa, he didn't file for divorce. When Remy exposed y'all is when he filed. And he's asking for half of her money. And you sitting back thinking that it's cute and that he deserves it when you don't even know what happened between their marriage or what he contributed to where he thinks that he deserves half of her money. Stealing jewelry, pawning it, and you think you deserve her money? Wow. It's complete insanity, guys. So please let me know what you think. Drop a comment, please. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like this video. Please hype it as well. And I will talk to all of you again soon.